What's going on, guys? How you doing? This is the comments section. This is what, number 7? Oh, wow, number 7. Okay, so as of me filming this, 3 comment sections have come out. I'm getting some, feedback. It seems like people like the segment. I like it also. It's fun. It's cool. It's different, right? It's another way of conversing, so it's cool. I dig it. A reaction to the reactions to the reactions. Right, of course, yes. All right, so first up, Joseph Kessler 2316. What's happening? On Rush Mission 1987. Little late. Kind of a throwback a throwback at this point for me. I think Justin doesn't like Rush, or maybe post early 80s Rush. Never seems too thrilled with the songs. And I commented, seriously, you are saying this on Hold Your Fire. So, I mean, I get this a fair amount. So it kind of goes in waves. It's like sometimes they're just crashing and hitting me like crazy, and other times it's just like nobody's saying anything about it. But there's times where people are like, you don't really like Rush, or why? I just got another one of these yesterday, and I'm like, and I genuinely asked, I was like, are you new here? Or like, have you watched the channel before? Because, I don't always recognize names. And also, like, sometimes people change their names, so their handles, But they were saying, you don't like Rush. Why are you doing this? Are you just doing this for money, this, that, and the other thing? I'm like, if you knew the back end of it, you'd be, I think I explained this in a previous comments video. So I don't want to get into again, but it's like, this is not, why would I spend my time doing, like, first of all, no. Second reason, no. Third, no. No. And yes, I like Rush. Yes, I like Rush. And also, again, I said I was going to finish out the freaking discography. I'm doing it, because I don't want to say I'm going to do something and then I've said all this a million times. I don't need to say it again. So, yeah, you're saying this on Hold Your Fire, of all the albums. And also, you probably don't watch the overviews, so you're probably only watching my first reactions, which if you watch, like, Power Windows, I wasn't crazy about Power Windows at first. I wasn't even super crazy about Grace Under Pressure at first. I liked it better than Power Windows at first, but, then you go to the overview, which I'm listening after I listen to the whole album. Then I listen to the album like for almost a week, and then I do the overview. So it's like I'm living with it for a longer period of time, and then I do the overview. So if you watch the overview, then it's like, no, yeah, Power Windows is a really good album. It is. Power Windows is a good album, and by this point, I've heard Power Windows tons of times, right? Power Windows is a really good album. You have to kind of get used to and get around the sounds, like the change. But it's a really good album. The songs, it's about the songs. The songs are really great. So, okay, there you go. Cool. Next, on Rush Distant Early Warning Snakes and Arrows Tour, Steve Monroe 2018. What's going on, buddy? Getty is hoping to work at a popular American restaurant chain and is using these live videos to promote his skills. The restaurant, IHOP, of course. Yes, I stole this joke from 2.5 Men. Does anybody else get that joke? I have not seen 2.5 Men. Have not seen it. Alright, Rush Spindrift, Snakes and Arrows Tour. J Omega T, what's going on? You listen to music, oh, I love this comment. You listen to music like a producer, which I know you've done that. Rush credited Terry Brown as their chief objective ear on one of their albums. Being able to listen critically and objectively is something bands need and value, but most YouTube reaction viewers don't understand. Love it. Great comment. Thank you. Thank you very much. Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's just how I hear music. I don't, and also, like, this is on a first listen. If you sit with things for a long time, which I like to do, I like to sit with things and really steep in music, like really like repeat, like tons of repeat. I prefer that. I like that. But also, usually my gut at first is usually correct because I've been listening to music and studying music and, you know, listening intently, you know, like getting better at listening to music for a long freaking time, you know, decades. So, and at first it's just like as like a fan, you know, somebody that just likes music, to then like studying and practicing an instrument, to then like studying and working on recording, which is like a whole other kind of ear. It's a whole other kind of ear, and you're definitely saying that I'm bringing that to the table. I think I'm bringing I'm bringing me to the table, which is all of it, right? So, because the production side also affects my playing, you know, and how I think about sound, and also my sound when I'm playing, and things like that, you know, and also songs and song structure and different kinds of things that are going to affect the sound and the performance, whether it's live or recorded. Anyways, love that comment. Amazing. All right, Spirit of Radio, Snakes and Arrows. Coco Bubenstein. Coco Bubenstein. Stein? What's going on? I have to share my Spirit of Radio story from the Clockwork Angels tour in 2112. 10/20/2012 at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. Is that where Prudential Center? I know that these places change their names all the time. I'm just wondering if that's the place where I saw Sabbath, Pantera, and Deftones in like '98, and they just like changed the name to Prudential Center because, you know, these freaking places change their name all the time. Anyways, we were in the second row in front of Alex. Directly behind us in the third row is a very attractive blonde with her dog. No kidding. She is alone except for her small poodle. She tells us she has some type of vision issue and the dog is her support animal. Meanwhile, he's busy eating popcorn off the floor. The dog. Not Alex. The dog. During the final solo in Spirit of Radio, Alex sees the dog, and you can see him say the word dog. He then motions Getty over, points, and tells him there's a dog. Other than the fact that the poor dog's ears must have been blown out, it was the most bizarre, hysterical thing I've ever seen at a concert. That's awesome. Love it. See, I'm taking you guys' comments, you guys' suggestions on these comments. Hey, the stories. Somebody comment, hey, you should, in the comments section, you should add stories that people say. Because it's true. It's true. I really wish I did this from the beginning. It really would have been, hey, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You know, like, it's going now. I'm doing it. Because, yeah, there really has been some very great stories. So, yes, I will try and add those in. And anything that I think is cool or whatever, you know, and, you know, all that stuff. Whether it's funny or whether it's cool or a good story or informative or any of that stuff. Yeah, you said the word informative. I forget the person who commented this suggestion. But anyways. Okay. Great story. Funny. All right. Spirit of Radio. Snakes and Arrows. EMGR6XP. What's going on, buddy? Alex has a tutorial on YouTube on how to play the entire song. He says he has people jump in the comments and say, nope, that's not how it's played. And he's like, are you kidding me? Really? Yeah. Welcome to the internet. Welcome to the internet. Alex was just up there spreading fake news. Just conspiracies. That's what he was doing. He's like, this shape, this is the chord that I own. And he was showing you the shape, and it's just like a regular ass G chord or something, open G or something. Yeah, I made this. No, you didn't. Anyways, yeah, it's listen, I deal with people. I think I commented on this saying something like, yeah, I deal with internet people every day on this channel. I deal with internet people, and the majority of people are awesome. But then there's, you know, like, that's why I go through all the comments, because it's like, yo, some of these comments cannot be here. You are out of line. Again, that's like maybe one comment every 1 or 2 days or 3 days. 1 to 3 days. Yeah, let's say that, 1 to 3 days. It'll be like 1 or 2 comments that are like, yo, you're like, nope. Crazy. People are insane, you know, and they hide behind handles, and it's the internet. You know what it is. Come on. Okay, comment section number 3. Wow. Mike 8528, what's happening? Regarding Alex, you have the Lucille Ball effect. Feeling the embarrassment of the awkwardness as if you were the person being awkward. I know it well. Okay, I don't know if Lucille Ball effect. Okay, I don't know that I've ever heard of that. I hear what you're saying it is, but feeling the embarrassment of the awkwardness as if you were the person being awkward. Yes and no. I don't know if that's what it is. I don't know if that's what it is. I don't know if that's what it is. I don't think that's what it is. It's more just like embarrassment of the awkwardness as if you were the person. I don't know. That's an interesting way of thinking about it. I don't feel like that's what it is. At least not fully. At least not fully. It's not a good look. You know, it's just not a good look. So, anyways. All right. Up next. Comments number 3. Oh, guys, this is big. This poor bastard. I'm just kidding. I mean, you know what I'm saying. I'm kidding about the bastard part. Gary Langstrom, the infamous Gary Langstrom. Justin, I will not be able to comment for a while. My wife is writing this. I broke my right arm in a fall last night. I'm right-handed, so I won't be commenting for a while. I'm sure that will be appreciated by all. Lies. See you for now, Gary. And I responded, oh no, someone married Gary. I responded immediately after that. I also added, I'm just kidding. That's terrible. I really hope it heals well, all that kind of thing. But I had to, because you see Gary Langstrom's comments all the time. It's cool. We can, throw back and forth. I thought it was funny. I don't think anybody liked or thumbs up that comment that I added, but I thought it was funny. Anyways, poor Gary. That sucks. He contributes like 5 to 10 comments per video. So it's a huge loss. Major loss. Oh, man. Yeah, poor Gary. Come on, man. You can't just one finger with your left hand. Come on, man. Come on. You broke your right arm, not your left. It's just one finger. Just to say you're alive. I'm just here, whatever. Anyways. All right, Tom Sawyer, Presto. Oh, yeah. We started Presto. By the time this comes out, Presto will be over. Oh, and I did Grace Under Pressure. You see that? Yeah, I was able to squeeze that in, which I'm really happy about. Okay, so there's a lot of other stuff actually I want to do and I want to squeeze in, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to. It might be tough because we're really at the end. And as you see, I'm doubling up the live stuff just to get it out faster. I don't want to do more than freaking 3 videos. I don't want to do more than what I'm doing in a day, video-wise. Like, I'm doing 3 to 4 videos a day. I'm not doing more than that. Come on, guys. I'm not doing more than that. Consider that, please. Anyways. Tom Sawyer Presto. LJ Calhoun. What's going on? It's funny hearing you critique Geddy on technique. I'm sure he isn't wasting any unnecessary energy with all the tasks he has to do during a performance. Okay. So, listen. You can do what you want. You can play how you want to play. There's no there is right and wrong way, but there's not. There's lots of players that play with their pinky tucked, right? I think I was talking about he has his pinky tucked, right? And to me, when I see that, I think guitar player playing bass, because that's often what it is, where bass came from upright bass, which upright bass technique is 1, 2, 4. You don't use your ring finger. So the whole time you're like this, basically, right? It's a 1, 2, 3 position as opposed to electric bass, which you can do 1, 2, 3. I actually do a lot 1, 2, 3, but you can also do 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And stretch between 4 frets as opposed to on upright, it's 3 frets. It's fretless, right? Okay. But everybody was like, oh, he started it on guitar. How long did he really play guitar? How long did he play guitar when he was a kid before he switched over to bass? For a year or 2, maybe? This guy's a bass player. I mean, honestly, he's a bass player. Can he play guitar? Yeah, sure. He can play guitar, but he's a bass player, right? That's how I see it. I'm not one of those guys that's like, oh yeah, I played this and this and this and this and this, because there's a zillion of those people, and then when you actually hear them on those other instruments, you're just like, that's not your primary instrument. Where's your primary instrument? And then they play it and you're like, oh, see, you look and sound natural on that. I don't mean look, I mean sound. Like all of it. Look meaning technique wise. Not like physical appearance or anything like that. I don't mean it that way. I mean like technique wise, looks and sounds. Like that's your primary instrument. And there are people who are intensely just ridiculously talented at multiple instruments, but those people are few and far between, kind of rare, right? And the person I always mention is Louis Cato. That guy is just ridiculous on multiple instruments. Ridiculous. Like, since I was at college with that guy and was lucky enough to play with him a fair amount during that time, and even then, like, he wasn't how he is now on like he played drums for my senior recital, and he was very good, but I'm not going to release the recordings of that senior recital because it wouldn't be fair to him, because he's intensely better than how he was still young, but you could tell he had intense potential, and the guy's sick. He was a bass player, he's just ridiculous. And now often because he's taken more of a front route, he's playing guitar and singing. That guy's just intensely talented. Luckily, there's only one of him, and he can only be at one place at one time. So he cannot take all of the gigs. That's where people like me are like, okay, cool, I can still live. I can still make a living, right? Anyways, those people are rare. Most people play one instrument really well, and they hack others. I think that's a more accurate statement. They hack others. It's like, yeah, okay, I can play a G, like me. Okay, yeah, okay, I can play chords on guitar. Okay, I can maybe pick a lead on guitar. Okay, I can play chords on a piano. Okay, maybe I can play this line on a piano. I'm not a guitar player and I'm not a piano player. I'm a bass player. That's just how I view it. So anyway, sorry, that was a little tangent, sorry. So when I was practicing bass, and this is going to be the last comment because the video is getting long. When I was practicing bass, you're working on, we're mostly talking about left hand technique, your fretting hand technique, based on this comment and my comment that I made about Getty, right? You're really inefficient with your movements, okay? And something that I would do, that I would practice and that I would also like teach if I were teaching, is moving your fingers as little as possible, slowly, really slowly. Like, do something like scales. Do a major scale, or do just like a pattern, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4 on all the strings, right? And then back down, 4 3 2 1, back down on all the strings. Doesn't matter what it is, patterns, whatever, major scale or that pattern. Really slowly, and move your fingers as little as possible, while still being able to make the note sound, right? To get the note to come out. So that means playing 1, playing 2. When you play 2, you're not lifting up 1, you're leaving it there. You're leaving 1 there. And then you play 3. You're not lifting these fingers up, right? You're not playing 3 and having these up in the air, because that's a wasted energy, literally. That's what I'm talking about when I say that, okay? And then same thing with the pinky. And then you move your first finger up to the next string. These can still stay here, and they can just shift up. We're not lifting them up and then putting them down. That's all. That takes time. It doesn't matter if it's a millisecond. That's not what we're talking about. It's an exercise, right? Because if you want to develop speed and things like that, all those little tiny milliseconds matter. So, and again, it's an exercise. So I do mean that he's wasting energy unnecessarily. I do mean that. I absolutely do mean that. Does it matter? No. No, it doesn't. What matters is you're able to do what you're trying to do. That's it. It's not like, it's not like I'm like grading him or something like that. And it's like, oh, you got an F because your technique is wrong. It's like, that is not how we're measuring success or anything like that. It's totally not like that. This is more just like, like the nitpicking and the studious aspect of it. It's like, okay, would I tell people to, if I were teaching somebody, I would not say, so like Craig asked me, right? Craig's a bass player on here, and he's in a Rush tribute band, and he asked me to check out his videos to see if there's anything that I see or whatever. I'm like, dude, you know, like, and I've had other like older bass players. When I lived in California, I gave this older cat bass lessons, and I'm like, you do gigs, you sound great. Like, what do you, he didn't take lessons when he was younger. He's just like an ear player. And lots of times it's those cats actually, where like there's some kind of like, they feel like they're missing something because they didn't take lessons or go to school for it or get any kind of formal training. I had a guy recently who said he's a younger guy who's like, hey, do you teach? You know, like I learned how to play bass just from YouTube. I'm like, that's fine. You could do that nowadays. God, I spent all this money going to Berkeley. Okay. You know, like really, like it's not necessary. It's different. I wouldn't take it back, but you know, it's just, we're in a different time, right? And that changed real fast. It changed real fast, real fast, like within 5-10 years. If you can do what you're trying to do with the technique that you have, then you're fine. But if there's something that you can't do that you want to be able to do and you don't have the technique for it, or we need to fix things within your technique, that's different. So anyways, I'm just critiquing. It's just a critique. That's all it is. And that's what I mean by it. So anyways, all right, cool, awesome. I'm going to do another one because there's a lot more comments I got in this batch. So I'll catch you in the next video.